remain standing, please. And Pastor Williams, I believe, is going to do our invocation for us this evening.
Kind and gracious Heavenly Father God, we thank you, Lord, that you encouraged us, Lord, to seek wisdom, because that is the principal thing, my Father God, but also to gain understanding, Lord, that we'll have insights, my Father God, in what you called them to do. We ask your blessings upon this council meeting, my Father God, our mayor, our council persons, our fire chief, police chief, and everyone who serves this great city. We ask you, Father God, that you lead and guide us as we go forth, my Father God, and you minister grace to the citizens of this great city. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you very much. And Michael, if you'll take a roll call, please.
All right, Madam Mayor. Councilman Wurzbacher.
Present.
Councilman Lloyd.
Here.
Councilman Schlack.
Present.
Councilman Barr.
Here.
Councilman Valerius.
Here.
Councilwoman Nick.
Here.
Treasurer Estheimer.
Present.
And Mayor Gail McLeod.
Here.
We have a quorum, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Pardon my voice. May I have a motion to approve the agenda for this evening?
Motion.
Second.
By Mr. Valerius, second by Mr. Lloyd. Any corrections or changes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Agenda is approved. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for December 16th?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Wurzbacher, second by Mr. Valerius. Any corrections? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. We will now have a presentation from our fire department.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I am here tonight for another great moment in the city of Allen Park. And with the Allen Park Fire Department, I am pleased to introduce our newest probationary firefighter, Andrew Whitt. Andrew, would you come on up? Stand over here. So Andrew is a licensed paramedic who will be sponsored by the Allen Park Fire Department to attend the Oakland Community College Fire Academy. OCC's Fire Academy is an intensive 11-week program where Andrew will receive comprehensive training in fire suppression, including extinguishing various types of fires using multiple tactics. In addition, the Academy provides instruction in vehicle extrication basics and techniques, hazardous materials awareness and operations, and emergency vehicle driving safety. Upon successfully completing the Fire Academy, Andrew will begin his 1-year probationary period with the department, during which he will continue his training and work toward earning his Allen Park Fire Department badge. I am excited to watch Andrew grow through this progress and through his training and grow into a dedicated Allen Park firefighter. Welcome.
I'm just going to ask you to raise your right hand and just at the end say, I do, I swear, or I affirm, whatever you feel most comfortable. Yes, sir. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Michigan, that you will endeavor to secure and maintain an honest and efficient administration of the affairs of the city of Allen Park, free from partisan distinction or control, and that you will perform the duties probationary firefighter, full-time paramedic to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do.
All right, congratulations.
And Chief O'Reilly, if you would ask him to remain for a moment so that council can make comments, because we would like you to be here and not long gone when we're doing our closing comments. So,
Yes, ma'am.
We'll start with Mr. Barr.
Just want to say, welcome to the family. I do have several firefighters in my family's background, so welcome aboard.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Anything, welcome to Allen Park, and also just good luck in all your training. I'm sure you're do fabulous. And again, thanks for choosing Allen Park, and thank you to your family and everything else for supporting you in this endeavor.
Yeah.
Glad to have you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, you are joining a great team of firefighters, and I'm sure they're going to help you excel in your career here, and thank you for choosing Allen Park.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you for joining Allen Park. I think you're going to find the department, everything it's made up to be. I like all the improvements that are coming down the pipeline. Thank you for many years to come.
Thank you.
Once again, thank you. It's appreciated. It's, you know, it's a great community. I think that you'll find that everybody's really close-knit and connected. I think one of my favorite things about being here is, you know, when you call 911, it's your neighbors, people that you've known for years, and just everybody is really close-knit and supportive, and I hope you find it to be that. Thank you so much for choosing Allen Park.
Thank you.
Welcome to Allen Park, like Dan said. It's a very, very welcoming community, and it's a great community. And you have a great chief and deputy chief, along with the rest of them. You're in great hands. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tim, did you?
Congratulations, Andrew. Thanks for choosing Allen Park, and be safe.
Thank you.
Andrew, you got the hardest part done, so just have fun at the fireplace. Not as much studying and brain racking. Good luck.
I'm just going to second what the rest of the council members have said. We are very, very pleased to have you. We hope you have a long and fulfilling career with us, and reach out to some of your friends. And I see a lot of proud people here in the audience, and well, they should be. Well, they should be. Thank you very much.
And thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Tim, hold the screen out a little. I don't want them all staring at this one. I'll get self-conscious.
I'll wait
A little less.
a little less because people aren't up there.
Oh, broke it. There, it's
Fixed it, you fixed it.
Keep your hand there.
The chair is very.
Lift up your right leg.
I've had problems in general with quick shirts. But that TV. But that TV. Probably some loose connection somewhere. Yeah, exactly. Give a better one.
the word that we're looking for? Input into the existing.
Good evening. So my name is Bill Bricky with Plante, Moran, and with me today is James Hoppola, and we're here to talk about the audit for the year ended June 30, 2025. We talk about the audit. There we go. We have lots of technology issues today, so that's why I'm an accountant, not an IT guy, I guess. So again, as mentioned, here to talk about the audit for the year ended June 30, 2025. And when we talk about the audit, really there's going to be three separate deliverables we refer to tonight. There's the financial statements, which would, the large bound document that you would have received. We have our report to mayor and council about the audit process. And then finally, we have the graph presentation, which we passed out here tonight and will hopefully project on the screen. John's going to get us fixed up there. We have covered all these documents in detail with management, and our goal tonight is really to provide you a high-level summary of the audit results and certainly address any questions that you may have. Before we get started, I just want to take a quick moment and really thank John, Tom, Jackie, and your entire team for their assistance throughout the audit. The audit does take several months to complete, and we appreciate all of their assistance that they do provide. When we talk about the audit, the main deliverable we give you as your auditor is our opinion on your financial statements, and that's included in page 1 of the financial statements for your reference. But the city did receive an unmodified audit opinion again in the current year. So that essentially means the statements are in compliance with all the rules and regulations and can be relied upon. So our opinion doesn't really speak to whether the numbers are good or bad numbers. It's really just stating that these are the correct numbers and they're materially correct. In addition, I want to point out that all of the audit reports and deliverables were filed with the state of Michigan by the December 31 deadline, so everything is filed timely and where it needs to be at this point. In addition to the audit opinion, we also issue our end of audit letter, which does a couple things. One, if we have any audit findings, they're disclosed in there. And two, kind of walks through the audit process and lets you know if there's any issues that we had throughout the audit. We did have 2 audit findings in the current year that I want to talk about today. In that 7-page letter we issued, it's on page 2, and you would see them bulleted there. But essentially I'll summarize them for you here. So the first item relates to the fact that we had auditor-identified journal entries. So under the auditing standards, the expectation is when we come in to do the audit, we don't have to make any changes to the books and records that are provided to us. It's pretty common for us to kind of find journal entries, propose them as part of the audit closing process, but we need to inform you what we did, as your auditor. So the details of that finding are included in that letter. And just a reminder that obviously this year, as you know, there was turnover in the finance department, and someone was not in that seat for a lot of the year. And so a lot of changes there, I think, which contributed to the level of journal entries we had in the current year to get the financial statements and the books closed out in the current year. The other finding we had relates to the reconciliation of both the bank accounts and the property tax accounts. So again, the expectation is that these accounts should be reconciled within 30 to 60 days of the end of the month, every month. And in the current year, the June 30 bank accounts and tax accounts were not really fully reconciled until December, so there was some delays there, and they were not done timely. So again, that would rise to the level of a finding. So those were really our 2 audit findings. The rest of the audit, when you go through that letter, we didn't have any other issues as far as issues with management or any unusual transactions or anything that happened that wasn't approved. It's really just those 2 internal control matters that are documented in that audit report there. So with that, I'm going to pause there, and we're going to shift to talking about going through the graph presentation, which really is a summary of some of the key financial results of the year, and then certainly can circle back and address, answer any questions you may have at that point. So John, do we got it? No. Oh, okay.
I've been waiting for it to come through. It hasn't come through.
And honestly, we have, obviously, mayor and council have the hard copies. We can explain and articulate what we're talking about. And if we get it, we can project it and go back through it, if that makes sense. And we're happy to provide this if you want to post it later on your website.
All right, thank you. As Bill mentioned, we just have a few quick graphs here that we hope will help display some of the city's financial information, especially related to the general fund. First slide, slide number 2 after that cover page. This first graph is the general fund's revenue for the current year and the prior year. Total revenue increased from $26.4 million in 2024 to $28.3 million in 2025, so up approximately $1.95 million, about 7.4%. Property taxes remain the city's largest revenue source, rising about $1.6 million, consistent with the growth in taxable value. Some other quick notable changes: the charges for services had a slight increase, but otherwise pretty consistent with prior year. Federal and state sources both decreased slightly, but again, pretty stable compared to the prior year. Investment income did triple compared to the prior year, but that obviously fluctuates from year to year based on market conditions. And then the remaining revenue sources listed on this slide really remain pretty unchanged from the previous year. Moving on to slide 3, this next graph here presents the general fund's expenditures for the current and prior period. Total expenditures increased from $24.4 million in 2024 to $26.8 million in 2025, reflecting a modest year-over-year change. Overall, the city's cost structure remained really stable, with consistent spending patterns across each major component. The largest increase was in the transfers out and debt service, which rose by approximately $329,000, primarily due to changes in transfers. Public safety also increased by about $676,000, driven mainly by OPEB expenses, which is retiree health care, and also higher wages and compensated absences. It's definitely worth noting that no department exceeded its approved budget, indicating that the department heads were adhering to City Council's spending plan. All right, moving on to page 4, slide 4. This pie chart displays a breakout of the general fund's expenditures by each city function. The city's spending distribution remains highly consistent with the prior year, with no category shifting by more than 1%. Public safety continues to represent the largest share at 46%, followed by general government at 22%, and district court and public service at 8%. The breakdown reflects typical patterns for local governments, where public safety accounts for nearly half of the total expenditures. And then taking a look at that last graph, this last slide presents the general fund's fund balance for the current and prior year. During 2025, total fund balance increased just over $1.5 million. The 4 components of fund balance this year were unassigned, assigned, restricted, and non-spendable. The non-spendable portion represents expenditures related to fiscal year 2025-2026 that were paid for in fiscal year 2024-2025. Restricted fund balance represents funds designated for a specific function. The $436,000 here were restricted for debt service. Assigned fund balance are funds intended to be used by the city for a specific purpose. In this year's case, that was capital projects. And then finally, that unassigned grouping, the $6.97 million, that represents the resources available for operations. This equals about 26% of total expenditures and transfers for the year, which exceeds the recommended range of 10 to 20%, but also supports cash flow stability and future needs or emergencies. With that, that was our slideshow presentation. If there are any questions on any of the slides or numbers or items Bill covered, we'd be happy to discuss.
Any questions from council? Nice to have gotten this done in a timely manner. We appreciate your help. Yes.
So I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
What would you consider a healthy, unrestricted fund balance? By typical, let's say, state.
So the normal range is 10 to 20%. That would be, the baseline. You want to have at least that much for cash flows, emergencies, things like that. But certainly the right level of fund balance is highly dependent on your future plans and budgets and things.
I was asking for a question because we have a resolution to move ours to a little higher. Not than what you recommended, but we currently are 10 to 15. We're hoping that this resolution moves us 15 to 20, so the residents and the council can feel better about the amount of fund balance we will be recommending to keep in there for any issues, hopefully not to happen down the road.
There's no other, are there any other comments or questions?
Okay.
If not, thank you, gentlemen, very much. And
Great.
Thank you.
look forward to another good report.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Right, says it right over here. Right here, accept it. May I have a motion to accept and file the city auditor's report?
Motion.
Motion by
Second.
Mr. Villar, second by Mr. Barr. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. Organizational business. We will have a report from our treasurer, our favorite.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. How are you tonight? Everybody sounds sick.
Not me.
Can I do my report from out there, maybe? I just want to update, thanks for the audit update. That was a good audit, and it was nice to see a healthy fund balance. Right now, we have, as far as taxes collected to date, we're at 96% of collection for our summer taxes and 55% for our winter taxes. So all those taxes are due as of February 17th without a penalty, but they're due, you can turn them in as long as it's by March 1st. And March 1st happens to be on a Sunday, so you want to get it here that Friday before. And the reason we have that hard date is that's when we turned it over to the county for settlement. So again, February 17th, the ideal due date without any type of penalty, but you have until March 1st to get it into the mailbox outside. Notes from our assessor. Tony was working tonight, and I had a chance to talk to him. He wanted to remind the residents that everybody in about the middle of February is going to be receiving, or many of you will be receiving, the notice of assessment if you own your home. That's not a bill. Every year people get a little nervous when they see this come in the mail, and it says right on the front that it's not a bill. It's just the property assessment, their view of the value of your property. And if you have any questions about that, or if you want to challenge that in any way, there is a board of review that meets in March. He's thinking probably the second week of March, but we'll get that date on the website, and we'll get that date communicated before March, obviously. Probably at the next meeting, they'll have that date set, the next city council meeting. But also, we do have assessor staff here in the office, in the treasurer's office, from every day except for Wednesdays. So you can come with your questions. They have regular hours. And then on our city website, if you go to assessor, there's a telephone number there that you can contact them directly or leave a voicemail or even an email. There's the third window out here is actually their window. Is it the second or third window? Third window. That's where you want to, it'll say assessor there, city assessor, but that's where you want to go if you have any questions. And if somebody's at lunch, there are some questions that our treasury staff can answer for you, basic questions. But if you have serious questions regarding your assessment, that's something that you'll want to make sure that you speak to an assessor about. Just want to shout out to our treasury staff. They did a great job through a busy winter tax season. You know, that last day of December is always a very busy tax day as people are trying to get their taxes paid to benefit them on their tax filings. So it was very busy. We do have a new person on board, Aaron, and we did shout out our treasury staff in the latest edition of the Allen Park Today magazine. If you want to take a look at that, there's some information on your treasury staff. The Deputy Zotter and I meet regularly to discuss consistency and strengthening of and daily balancing of the Treasury, deposit controls, and staff development. We're having a training this at the end of the month with our treasury staff. And speaking of training, I will also be going on Thursday and Friday of this week for an advanced certification of the Public Funds Investment Manager. So I'll be receiving that certification this week in Lansing. But to close out, overall, the Treasury remains in a solid position. Focus continues to be on safeguarding city's public funds, modernizing processes, and delivering consistent, transparent service to the residents of Allen Park. And with that, I'm all set. Thank you.
Thank you. Move on to the city administrator's report.
Good evening. Wayne County awarded $11,865 to the city of Allen Park for improvements to the Gingham Dog Park tot lot. Hot Reads for Cold Nights will begin on Tuesday, January 20th, and will run to March 31st at the Allen Park Library. During this program run, there will be a food drive to fill the pantry at the Allen Parks Presbyterian Church. The Alzheimer's Association will be at the Allen Park Library on Monday, January 26th from 6 to 7, conducting an Alzheimer's education programming. Disney Vacation Planning with Justine will also take place at the Allen Park Library on Tuesday, January 27th from 6 to 7. Chief O'Reilly, Deputy Chief Eric Taylor, Lieutenant Michael Stetz, and Captain Jim Kullisk are attending the Michigan Fire Inspection Conference on March 10th, 11th, and 12th. A Shred Day and Styrofoam collection will take place on Saturday, April 18th from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. in the parking lot behind Culver's and Prestige Banquet Hall. Dan Blankney at the Allen Park Library has been with the city of Allen Park for 25 years this month. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a motion to accept and file the administrator's report.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Wurtzbach.
Second.
Second by Ms. Nick.
We're sounding good.
Are there, yeah, getting better by the minute. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We now come to public comments. You have 5 minutes to speak. If all we ask is that you give your name and the street on which you live. Please do not give your full address and keep your comments civil. Thank you.
Matt Tracer, Allen Park resident. Hey, during that audit, the guy said, I think it was $483,000 to service debt. What do we still owe on that theater project?
Sir, we can get that information to you later. This is not a Q&A section, but I believe it's in, if you look at the budget that's online, it is in the budget.
Yeah, I'm not very
material.
tech. That's why I'm here, so I can talk to people in real life.
We don't have that currently available.
Yeah, you
off the
do.
top of the-
I just asked the auditor, he said it's in your pack. No,
For the theater.
the amount, right, that we still owe
Yeah.
on that debt.
This- No, that.
I think he's talking about this lot.
Yeah, that.
He's talking this.
I don't know, I'm not an auditor either, so I don't,
It's approximately 60.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're all struggling.
We'll have to keep that in mind.
Good evening, City Council, Mayor Raymond Gusson-Quant. I think it's very, very important that we, the citizens, have input on pretty much everything that is where money comes out that we've spent. Without that input, you really don't have an idea what we really need or really want. Let's take, for instance, the movie studio. The theater area. Yes, that's very important. I think we need it. There's no doubt about it. But there is a time for us citizens to sit here and ask questions and get answers, really and truly. Not just get questions. That is what a town hall meeting is really all about, that we used to have in the past. And we did have them many times. The most we ever had was when we had an emergency manager here. Took the time for all the citizens to get up there and ask questions and got answers. Without that, we have no idea what you guys are talking about. I want to thank you, Matt, for informing us what the information was, what the package you got from Gary, because I had no idea what you're talking about. None whatsoever. I was at the last couple of big meetings here where we had I bet you over 60 people came up here, every bit, if not 70 people, were able to come in. Every single one of them came up here and was given 3 minutes. I don't know how many hours it took. Did it take 3? 4. It took 4. It took 4 hours for that whole entire thing. But where every one of us had the opportunity to come up here and ask. And you know what? Some of the questions were answered. We don't only need one on that property. We need one on that big piece of property where we just had the big meeting. Okay? We need to know where our money is going. Like Mr. Tracer just says, what is our debt? I know what our debt is. It's pretty heavy. But what's the scary thing is, if this economy takes a dive and our house value starts to drop, we're in trouble. If someone has an idea or has any intentions of leaving this community, we're in deep trouble. So still keep your eyes open on what we need to do. And we, the citizens, voted you in, most of you in. So just remember who we are. I get a little upset when questions are asked and they're really good questions to be answered and no one answers them. You don't answer them at the end of the meeting. You don't answer them at the next meeting. Why? Because we didn't fill out this form? But you heard us. You hear me right now. I'm on tape. But with that said, just remember who we are. We're the taxpayers. We pay your bills. But we also need your help. I'm not going to say you guys are the experts, but we still need your help. And try to watch our cost. When something that says it's going to cost $5 million, I guarantee it's probably going to cost probably another. It ain't going to cost no $5 million. It's going to cost a lot more than that. Just make sure we have some input at that meeting. And maybe you guys should have some questions ready. And just give the citizens some time. Thank you very much. You have a great day. And guys, take care of yourself. Get healthy.
If no one else is coming up, we'll close the public comments and move on to the consent agenda, which tonight consists of claims and accounts and the payroll report. Motion, please.
Motion, Mayor.
Motion by Mr. Lloyd.
Second.
Second by Mr. Valerius. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. I have a resolution to adopt the City of Allen Park Fund Balance Policy in accordance with Government Accounting Standards Board GASB, statement number 54. Motion, please.
Yeah.
Motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
By Mr. Valerius. Second by Ms. Nick.
Okay.
Mr. Lobb.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is a resolution adopting a new fund balance policy. I'll explain it a little more for you, but previously the emergency manager put in a fund balance policy very similar to this, limiting unrestricted fund balance to 10% of your unassigned fund balance. And a debt ratio that you take your current year's debt, multiply it by 1 or 2, and that's what you have to restrict out of your fund balance also. So I took that policy, I adopted a new one, or have presented to you a new one, which is going to increase the minimum unassigned fund balance from 10% of expenses to 15% of expenses, but also cap at 20%. That way, you're taking the additional funds without having too large of unassigned fund balance and assigning them to projects and to things that we need. And it also leaves the 1 to 2 times current debt, which currently is not in the audit report as restricted, but you'll be seeing that coming through if this is adopted, a new restricted and assigned. And that's just for the general fund. For the enterprise fund, the water fund, it's the minimum is going to be the 25% of expenditures for water. And the same for the debt for that fund as well. So what this is going to do is ultimately it keeps us from draining our fund balance. It's keeping funds liquid for us in the event of an emergency or an unforeseen catastrophic event or purchase. It also allows us to have reserved money for our debt so we can make our debt payments for the upcoming year. And then anything outside of that we'd either restrict or that would be up to you guys to determine what's next for that, for those funds. So that's all that this policy is doing, it making it a little bit better for us financially for the long term.
Any questions from council?
Through the chair.
Yes.
Just to make sure I understand it, we're just setting a policy to make sure that we are setting aside enough money in savings, that we have enough to pay our debt going forward.
Yes.
And that we are increasing the amount from our existing policy that we are required to have in savings in our fund balance.
Yes, so it'd be considered unassigned, which is meant to not be assigned to anything. It's not for any purpose, but
this is a rainy day.
Yeah.
Rainy,
yeah. Everything above and beyond that 20% is going to be up to the council to determine how that is going to be restricted or assigned to projects, capital, what have you.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
I'm curious because I seem to recall somebody making a statement. There is a limit to how much, however, you can hold in reserve, isn't there? Or am I mixing that? Or I'm mixing that up with what you pay into the retirement?
No, there's not really a cap on what's there. There's best practices on what you should have in your fund balance. Okay. The unassigned is really where, you don't want to run that up and hold on to those funds. You want to assign those to projects. Otherwise, you have too little, the state's going to come after you. You have too much, the state's probably going to come say something to you.
If I may, I was going to speak a little on that.
Yeah.
With that question specific. So what you don't want to get, or any board or council that we have in general government, is you don't want to end up just saving so much money that the taxpayer who's paying you to do something for them isn't getting anything for them. So therefore, you put a ceiling on it, and that requires, that will, with this policy, require whoever at that time, if we're going over 20%, to come up with something that we could give to the taxpayer for the taxpayer dollar instead of just hoarding money. That's part of this too, is I think that's important to show our taxpayers that we care about them, and that we will put a ceiling, that we don't just sit there and hoard money and act like we hide it. Instead, I'm just using the theater property, but anything, a new road, a new anything is coming up, and if we sit here and say we don't have the funds, but we're at 23%, we're violating our own policy we put in place because we don't want to spend it on something we should be. That's kind of, it helps. We don't have that right now, so therefore it could get out of control because we are doing well, and we don't want it to do that.
I think
Yeah,
that's
and,
part of
and this
what
will
we're
prevent
trying
us from going backwards too.
I'm sorry?
It'll prevent us from going.
Yeah, and-
Well, the hope is that it will prevent us from going backwards.
And raising that ceiling to 15 from 10, it's 5% more to make sure with inflation or anything else that happens, we are covered. We're thinking of the future, just in case.
Yes, the floor.
Floor.
Floor of 15%, yes.
Floor.
Not to,
If
yeah.
the ceiling's 20, sorry. Thank you. We're just, I think John and myself, speaking for us, are trying to show that we're in a good place and we don't want to take advantage of that good place. We want to show that we're being, that this council, the city is being
Fiscally responsible.
very fiscally responsible with the funding we have from where we came from.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, resolution is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we come to elected officials' comments.
For the chair, I actually like to make a motion to add the resolution with, that we discussed in the study session with some changes.
I think, wasn't that supposed to be done when we were doing the agenda?
It could have, but we have done in the past and at different times in the meeting.
I leave that up to,
I mean, it is a study session. I
Yeah,
wasn't even expecting a resolution, because you could just call one and
Yeah.
post one.
just
But if
call
you
it
want to
and post.
discuss what it's about,
Well, I would like to make a resolution for it, because that way you could put the wordage into the minutes.
well, a 2-page call for a study session is, I was going to actually, if we adopt it, I would do it by paragraph. And that would be the now therefore be it resolved.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, I'm fine with
It would
that.
just
However
basically,
you
the
wanted to-
resolution would be requesting and scheduling a study session of the Allen Park City Council regarding the former Allen Park Theater site.
So we have an additional resolution. Schedule.
If you'd like to, I'll present it to the body as it was given to me. All right, Councilman Schlack handed me a resolution for a study session to be held on February 17th, 2026 at 6 p.m. here in the council chambers, and he would like to discuss the Allen Park Theater site.
And you're gonna add, you'll add that, right?
Yeah. If
So there would be a motion of Gary's, and then someone needs to second it?
Yep.
I'll second.
So motion by Gary, second by Ms. Nick. Okay, so just to repeat, schedule a study session for Tuesday, February 17th at 6 p.m. in council chambers, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
For purpose of,
Just
Allen
input.
Park Theater site.
discussing, obtaining, what's the wording?
For the purpose of public engagement and council discussion.
But you have to put the theater site. right?
Yeah,
About-
yeah.
About
Yep.
theater site, okay.
Okay.
I'll let Mike get the final words on that, since he's done that before. Okay, so we have a motion by Mr. Schlack, second by Ms. Nick. Any other council comments or input? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is approved. Okay, on to elected officials' comments. Mr. Estheimer.
I have no further comments for the evening, thank you.
Mr. Mizzy.
I didn't want to say anything, but when I see a fund balance like that, where 10 years ago, we were just getting out of emergency management, meaning your debts were far greater than your revenues, that is something to say about the choices of you guys as of every politician before you, because they obviously did something right. So whether you want to praise you guys or the past, the city's been doing what's right. So just, as a citizen, don't hoard that money. Thank you all for coming out. God bless you and good night.
Okay, Mr. Barr.
Okay, thank you for letting me not die tonight. Actually, three things. I want to thank the Allen Park the 911 center. What was it, Friday? We had the heavy winds. The light at Horger and Allen Road looked like we had a center turn light. One of the bonnets, the whole system turned, and actually posed a potential hazard. Called the non-emergency number. They contacted the police department, and within a couple hours, we had it fixed. Wayne County was out. Since the last meeting, we had another big fire in the area, and I want to congratulate the Allen Park Fire Department for providing some mutual aid to it in Southgate. That was the hotel fire. Also, since the last meeting, the DPS, we've actually put some salt down on the roads, which I'm thankful for. Other than that, other than the sinus issue, I'm doing good. So I'll turn it over.
Thank you. Mr. Schlack?
I'll be quick. Stay warm, stay safe, help your neighbor. I yield.
Mr. Lloyd?
I just want to say, to echo Mr. Mizzi's point and to add on to it, I'll do my best to represent something that I know that I've heard in this chamber many, many times, and also a big thank you to the citizens of Allen Park. I think that it definitely, we have our governance and we have our management. They've done and have done an amazing job. But thinking back to those times when we were going through an emergency manager, we had citizens that were showing up that were, cutting grass and were pitching in everywhere that we could. We had citizens that were showing up when we were under an emergency manager to be in an advisory board, which, the mayor either resents or is thankful of every day. That's what got her into the door of city government. But it's something that we have a knack of doing here in the city of Allen Park, is coming together and overcoming adversity. And I think that I am very thankful for the body that we've had up here and that we've had preceding our city management here now and preceding, and first and foremost the citizens of Allen Park for the support that they've given us, the sacrifices that they've made, for continuing to make this an inviting city that people want to come and make a life into, for maintaining their properties, to keep up property values. All those things are absolutely vital. Special millages, supporting amendments to the charter, okay, all those things, okay, hugely important. And all that being said, and this is something that me and Mr. Murray have talked about time and time again, because of all of those sacrifices, because of all the mountain that we have climbed to get to this point, it is absolutely crucial that we give back to the citizens of Allen Park. And this is a conversation I've had with all the members of council up here, and especially with Mr. Murray. This is something that has a special place in his heart. I know because of this reason. I don't want to put words in your mouth either, Mr. Murray, but is to give something back to the citizens of Allen Park after all those sacrifices. To give them a place that, like, after we've cut our own grass and we've done without, giving something that, a place that we can be proud of as Allen Parkers, that is something that is truly, truly unique in the downriver area. And I think can be truly unique in Southwest Detroit. Southeast Detroit. Southwest Detroit's accurate the first time. Sorry, I'm tired. So I'm very much looking forward to this. I think about, I've had a lot of conversations about this plaza, and I'm glad that Mr. Murray used that word today because I like that, plaza, as to the benefits to businesses and different things like that. And I look at it from my own very selfish reasons that I live a half mile from it. And I have visions of, on a nice summer day, or even walking down, getting some custard with my son, going and sitting in the park and listening to some live music. And it just sounds like a beautiful thing. It sounds like a place that I want to raise a family, or a place where I want my son to grow up. And I am thankful for everybody up here for all the work that they've done. And I'm thankful for the citizens for their support and continued contributions to our city. And with that, thank you and good night.
Thank you. Mr. Wurzbacher.
Hard to beat that. Welcome, new addition to the Allen Park Fire Department, Andrew Whitt. I like to see these numbers coming up of new employees in the community, and especially in the, where we were falling short before with the first responders. Also, congratulations to Dan Blakely at the library. 25 years with Allen Park. I think that's, you know, that's incredible. Says a lot about the community, and says a lot about the people that he's worked for. And with that, thank you for everybody for coming out. And with that, I yield.
Thank you. Ms. Nick?
Mine will be short also. I just wanted to invite anybody if they wanted to come on January 25th here at City Hall. It is a Sunday at 1 o'clock. We are meeting for the 100th anniversary of the community. We have a lot of really good events that we have planned for 27. So if anybody wants to come and help or volunteer, please come. And then again, that's Sunday, January 25th, right here at 1 o'clock. Thank you very much. That was it. Short and sweet.
Mr. Valerius?
I just want to thank all the department heads and everyone in the administrative team. Again, I think the hard work and efforts and maintaining budgets and everything else are reflected in the audit report that we just heard about. Also want to thank all the citizens that came out at the planning meeting, who come out to these meetings. Ray coming up every day, at these meetings and the one thing with Ray, when he steps up to the podium, everything that he says is heartfelt. I mean, if there's one thing that Ray's comments resonate is his love of the city of Allen Park. And we appreciate that for sure. And with that, I yield.
Thank you. I'll be brief. As always, we are very, very happy to have a new addition to our staffing. It was funny that Dan had mentioned the emergency manager, because I was just looking at a document last night, and that brought back some memories. And you're right, I wouldn't be here if I hadn't been tapped to be on the advisory committee, and that was quite an interesting time period. There was something else I was going to mention, but of course it's getting pushed out by my sinuses. Nice to hear that we're going to have that meeting on the 100-year. Look forward to the meeting on the 17th. And of course, as soon as I call for an adjournment, it will come to me, and I'll write it, maybe get it in next time. At any rate, thank you everyone for attending. Stay healthy, and I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
Mr. Valerius and Ms. Nick, it's a tie.
There you go.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned at 6:58. Thank you.